Hey everybody, how you going? Lovely for you to join me again for our week 4 of our spiritual circle. And today I wanted to talk about feeling the comfort that spirit can bring. And there's a lovely quote in the Course in Miracles that says, "If you knew who walked beside me, your fear would be impossible to feel." I probably didn't say that right, but if we knew how many angels and guides and our loved ones in spirit, how often they are with us, which is really all the time because they're only a thought away, it would be impossible to have any fear. And that is so lovely. But of course, in our humanness, in our human experience, we lose sight of that, and that's normal. But there are some conscious ways that we can bridge that gap a little bit, and really the art of communication with spirit is getting on the same wavelength, getting on the same frequency. And we can do that by raising our vibration, and we can also do that by just asking for help with it. So, how do we raise our vibration? It's pretty obvious, I guess. It's like anything that brings us joy, anything that when we're feeling good about ourselves, whether it's being involved in something that you love doing, whether it's gardening or whether it's meditating or whether it's doing something creative or even self-care. When we look after ourselves well, our vibration goes up because we feel better about ourselves. And gratitude, kindness, all of those things raise our vibration. And then once you raise the vibration, it's much easier to sort of, connect with spirit. Hey guys, hey Kate, hey Ash. But what about when you just feel like crap? Or what about when you can't raise your vibration? Or what about when you're feeling grief or when you're depressed? And a lot of us are feeling grief at the moment with this whole virus thing, because even grief of losing our freedom, being able to just go out and have a meal at a restaurant, or go to do all the things we're used to be able to do. Or maybe you've lost your job, or so you're grieving that, or you've lost an income, or you're about to kill your husband. You'll be grieving them soon because they're driving you mad. I mean, there's a million things, that prevent us from raising our vibration. So, my advice is, when you can't do that, when you're just too much in a hole, is to pray, is to not just, not religiously pray, just ask from your heart, really, really honestly, and get into that. And that is the gift of being down, is that you can get very, very sincere. And I remember when I was in my, I think I was in my late teens, and I was living in a different city from my hometown. I was couch surfing. I had nowhere to live at the time. I had no money. I'd lost a job. I think I'd broken up from a relationship. My whole life had gone to shit, basically, as it does at times for all of us. And I remember just feeling so lost and alone. And this one night, I just prayed really, really hard. My only asset at that time was I had a faith that there was a higher power. So I just really asked from my heart, look, I'm lost, I need help. Anyway, the very next day I had 3 phone calls, all in a row, all within an hour. The first phone call was to offer me a part-time job through a friend I knew. So I had some money. The second phone call was about a share house situation. They were looking for a roommate, so I had somewhere to live. And the third phone call was someone who offered me their car while they were going overseas. So within an hour, I had an income, I had somewhere to live, and I had a car to get to the job. So, and I knew it was like, that was the turning point for me, was getting to that real, hitting the floor stuff. Look, I give up, spirit. I just can't do this on my own. And I'm not saying that every time you do that, you'll get a result like that, but I think that was just to buoy my faith, to increase my faith, because after that I realised, that is a tool I've always got 24 hours a day. So, Yeah, and you know, a lot of people say, well, I do feel spirit around me, but is it my imagination? Hey, Chrissy. You know, is it my imagination? I'm just making this up. You know, like I was doing the dishes and I really felt the presence of my beautiful grandmother, or was I just making that up? And, you know, I think you just have to take it as real. And when I was learning mediumship, my teacher always said, just take it as real. Whatever comes in that way intuitively, take it as real, and you'll get to know as time goes on what you'll get more discerning, what's real and what's not. And also, an imagination is a gift of a human being. You know, imagination is an incredible thing. And I know that spirit can manipulate our imagination sometimes to get a message through, you know, and to let us know. And really, they're giving us signs and things all the time. We just don't always see it. And that's okay that we don't always see it. We're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. We're meant to be learning. We're, you know, souls in school. And then, you know, this is a day at school, this life, and then we get to go home at the end of the day. So, yeah, so today we're going to do a beautiful meditation where we're going to raise our vibration and connect more clearly with spirit. But first we'll do our opening prayer, and then we'll do our send out some healing to the earth. Goodness knows it needs it. Healing to our loved ones, healing for ourselves. And then we'll go into a bit of a clearing and a lovely connection to spirit. Okay, so I'm going to put on some music here. I always think the music makes it a bit easier, a bit nicer. Okay, so let's just take a moment out of our busy lives, or out of your slow life, whatever's going on for you, to just relax our bodies firstly, dropping our shoulders, closing our eyes. That's good. And let's take that wonderful breath in nice and deep through the nose and out through the mouth. Beautiful. Great Spirit, we are so grateful that you have brought us here today, brought us together, whether listening live or on replay. We are so grateful for your ongoing presence that is always available for us, 24 hours a day. Help us to have faith, Spirit. Help us to just know, even when we can't feel you in our darkest moments, that you are there with a light for us, shining a light, because your love for us is endless. We are so grateful, Spirit, and we ask you to help us in our meditation today and to open our hearts to your lovely energy. We are so grateful, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. And now let's just gather our energy together in a beautiful circle of protection, getting a sense that we're all holding hands around the globe. And perhaps on one side of you, you're holding hands with a guardian angel or one of your loved ones in spirit, someone who's looking out for you. And we're all connecting on that beautiful heart level, on that spiritual level, feeding our souls and our hearts in this circle of love. And in the center of this huge circle is the planet Earth. And it's such a loving energy building up in the circle. There's beautiful rainbow light beginning to build around the outside of our circle. And it's vibrant and healing and soft and cleansing, as we're all receiving a beautiful healing here in the here and now. And this rainbow light begins to grow and grow until it's circling the whole globe, the whole planet Earth is covered in rainbow light. And that rainbow light now has gone very, very soft and very gentle. And it's just seeping into the earth, to all life on earth, to all beings and plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and all beings. It's gently, gently soothing, calming, healing, emanating peace, calm and hope for the planet. That's beautiful. And now the sun is sort of shining very brightly over the planet, and just filling it up with light, filling ourselves up with light. And I'd like you to take a moment now to just project this beautiful healing we've built up here to anyone you can think of right now that comes to your mind who could really do with some healing in their life right now. Just sending them some concentrated and beautiful healing, knowing that they are so accepting. Their higher self is just so grateful to you for thinking of them, sending that healing out to them. That's beautiful. And we ask, dear Spirit, for healing for each and every one of us in this circle today, in whatever way you feel is most helpful or useful, Spirit. And we ask that this healing continue even after this circle is finished today, that this healing continues in the coming days and weeks and months ahead, Spirit. It is so. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. It's just so beautiful. I really felt that in my heart, that healing. Okay, so now let's imagine a silky liquid white light sitting on top of our heads. And this silky white liquid light is full of healing and wonderful intention of spirit and love as it goes into our crown center at the top of our head, and it gently, gently goes down into our third eye, our throat centers, those upper chakras, gently removing any negative energy, negative thoughts, thoughts that don't serve us, going into the throat, anything that's been unsaid or unspoken. It's taking away any toxic energy from those upper chakras, clearing our third eye for more clarity. That's good. Now you can feel and sense your healing angels are here. I can feel and sense them. And they're coming in around you with so much love and care. And that beautiful white liquid healing light is now flowing down into the heart center, clearing away any emotions that aren't serving us, taking away all the stress. That's good. Just being open to receiving this healing. As this liquid light goes down into our stomach chakras, the solar plexus, the sacral chakra and the base chakra, all those bottom chakras, clearing away any blocks, any old energy, any anxiety we've been holding there in our tummies. Beautiful. And then that liquid light goes down through our legs, down to our feet and into Mother Earth. And now your whole energy field is shinier and more sparkly. And we ask that the angels continue this healing as we go into our meditation. And the first thing I'd like you to do is imagine that you're holding a flower. And I want you to choose a flower that you really love. Just think of a flower that really gives you a bit of joy. And maybe there's lots of flowers, but just choose one, the first one that comes. And imagine you're holding one of these flowers. And now I want you to breathe in the scent of that flower. Just just imagine the scent. It's okay if you can't quite get it, just get a feeling for this flower. And already you're feeling very peaceful and very calm. And now I want you to travel in your mind to a field of these flowers, whether it's a field of gardenias or a field of roses or a field of violets or whatever your flower is. I want you to imagine you're standing in a field just full of them. And the scent is just incredible. The perfume is just so wonderful, and it's bringing you so much joy and peace. And you might want to run through the field of flowers, or you might want to walk through the field of flowers. It's a beautiful day. Sun is the perfect temperature. You're feeling free. You have no baggage. There's nothing to worry about. You're just totally in the here and now with the healing of these flowers as you're feeling so much joy. Just taking that all in. It's just so beautiful. Might be some butterflies around, might be some birds overhead. And as you're viewing the beautiful landscape of flowers, you notice there's a lovely purple velvet couch in the middle of the field. And there's someone from Spirit who loves you so much, who is waiting on that couch for you. So you make your way to the couch, even if you can't see anyone there yet, or doesn't matter, and you just go and you sit down on that couch. And perhaps you do know who's with you, perhaps you don't, perhaps you just feel a loving presence. So I'm just going to leave you for a moment or two to just connect with this loving presence in spirit. And perhaps they have something they want to tell you, or perhaps you just want to enjoy their company. Just feel how loved you are. And this beautiful presence in spirit has a gift for you. And just take the first thing that comes. And you embrace this lovely spirit guardian. And they reassure you that they are always there for you. They're only a thought away. And they're going to help you to feel your own higher self and your own spirit. Because when you're feeling your own spirit, it's easy to connect with them. Because we're made of the same essence. We're from the same place. So now you focus on your feet, and you can feel the beautiful Mother Earth beneath your feet as you slowly begin to ground back into your body. And you're taking all this healing with you and all this presence of spirit with you and the beautiful gift they've given you. As you gently coming back into your body, coming back to the circle, to the present moment. Wow. Well, I don't know what sort of flowers you had in your field, but mine were gardenias, and they are one of my favourite flowers. And they just were divine. They were just so divine. And there was actually a couple of people on my couch that have passed that I caught up with that are just really lovely, and they gave me some really good advice. So I would love to hear any of your experiences if you feel to share it. I know our experiences with spirit can be very personal and very private, but it can also be very cathartic to share it, and for yourself and for others as well. So, yeah. So now I guess I will do the weekly card, and I was guided to use these Goddess Guidance Oracle cards today by Doreen Virtue. I haven't used these ones for quite a long time, and I chose the card just before we began today, and I always get excited when I get Kali. I think the writing looks backwards there, but it's Kali, and she is a Indian goddess, and she represents endings and beginnings, which I thought is pretty appropriate, seeing the whole planet is doing a reset at the moment, and so many of us are doing a reset in our own life and reevaluating so much about our lives. And the phrase on the card says, the old must be released so that the new can enter. And various meanings of this card: release guilt and shame to heaven for healing and transmutation. Keep your thoughts about yourself and others positive. Avoid gossip or bad mouthing of yourself or others. Well, I think, we all have to watch those thoughts that put ourselves down, and just nip them in the bud, or just don't believe them when they come in. Forgive yourself for another. Don't be so hard on yourself. Release perfectionistic tendencies. It's another one we often suffer from. So, a lot about from her today is, and release judgments about yourself and others. Focus on the love and light that is within everybody. And, that whole thing of endings and beginnings, it really is such an opportunity at the moment to make big changes in our life. I mean, change is going on all around us, yes, that we can't control, but there's things that we can make positive decisions and positive choices about, because we are so much more powerful than we actually realise. But it's a learning curve. Every day is a learning curve. So don't be hard on yourself at the moment. Just, do the best you can to call out to spirit when you need them, and if you can make the effort to bring your energy up, then that's great. But if you can't, don't give yourself a hard time about it. A lot of people think to be spiritual you have to be religious, or you have to be like a monk or something. It's not true. If you're breathing, you're spiritual, because you've got breath and you're alive. So thank you guys. I'm so appreciative of you guys joining me, and I will be back next week. Oh, hang on. I just want to read out. Someone's just written here. It's the anniversary of my husband's death on May the 1st. He was on my couch. Yay! He thanked me for being so strong. Oh, Fritz, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is lovely. And another share I got last week afterwards was a woman said she watched the meditation, or she did the meditation, and she didn't actually get much, which happens sometimes. Nothing much happened for in the meditation, but she happened to have a migraine, right? So when she did the meditation, and then she said it was after the meditation, about an hour later, she realised the migraine she'd had for days had gone. So even though she didn't feel anything in the meditation, she got a healing in the meditation, obviously. So that was really lovely to hear. And and thanks for your lovely thank yous there, Libby Waters and Erin Cornell. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next week. Okay, have a great day. Bye.